Hey everyone, I'm here with your weekly Tarotscope for the week of January the 13th to the, let me think about this, is it the 18th? No, the 19th. The 13th to the 19th of January 2019. I am using the Revelations Tarot along with the Shadow and Light Oracle for these readings. I'm also, I pull a daily card weekdays on my Instagram and Facebook, so if you're interested in that, you can follow me over there. Just so you know as well, on my Etsy shop, I have 2 new readings for the month of January. I have a dream interpretation reading, and then I also have Wheel of the Year Ahead reading, which is looking at all the Sabbats, and I'm looking at the energy with Druid animal cards, as well as the Sacred Tree Oracle as well. That gives you kind of the energies for the different seasons of the year. So if you're interested in either of those readings, they're both at a reduced price this month, and you can go and check it out on my Etsy shop. So anyway, let's get started with the Tarotscope for the week. And the first as always is Aries. So Aries, we have the 9 of Wands reversed. So this week, Aries, is going to be one where you really feel like you're kind of pushing against the tide. If you're trying to make something happen, it's going to feel like it's kind of stuck, that energy is kind of sluggish, and that it's not really going anywhere. I would encourage you to keep going. This is just kind of a bit of a stalling point. So you might want to rest. It's this week. You might want to say, hey, I kind of need to gather up my resources and try again maybe next week. Because this is a week where it just feels like, you're just, no matter what you do, you're kind of pushing against the tide. But it's not really the time to give up. It might be a time to reassess things and really reassess how you're doing things and how you want to continue to do things moving forward. For Taurus, we have the Queen of Pentacles reversed. So, Pentacles, very earthy, very Taurusy. It says this week, though, there might be kind of a preoccupation with the material. And so it's saying don't be so stuck in the material that you lose sight of the other things going on around you, like your wonderful relationships, your spirituality, your creativity, things like that. Because it's like you're so caught up in something, whether it's like finances or work or exercise. There's something that is showing that you're so caught up in that you haven't really put effort into the other areas. So it's asking you to balance that out. And it's also asking you to avoid excesses this week as well. For Gemini, we have the 10 of Cups. Oh, that's so nice. Gemini, this is the happy family card. So definitely this is a week where you're feeling very emotionally supported by those around you. So this doesn't just mean like your family, although it definitely could be, but also the people that you're super close to as well. This card is kind of saying, hey, you've got a lot of emotional support here. So there's just a sense of, happiness and love. If there is a celebration of some kind going on this week for you, it's going to go very well. It's definitely a happy week, so enjoy yourself. For Cancer, we have the High Priestess. So this is a very Cancer card because it's ruled by the moon, which is the planet that is your ruler. And so, you're very much in tune with your intuition this week. This is a week where, you are getting all sorts of intuitive hits. You feel like your dreams are really prophetic, and it's also a really great week to work on your spirituality. It's a really great week to work on, any spiritual studies that you're doing, any magic that you're doing. This is the week to do it. This is also not really a week to act. It's more of a week to kind of sit back and observe things. For Leo, we have the Knight of Pentacles. So Leos, I know you like to kind of rush into things sometimes. You're very, I know I'm a Leo. Sometimes we get very headstrong and we're like, I'm going to do this thing. Well, the Knight of Pentacles is asking you to slow down. Slow and steady wins the race. And certainly, with determination, you can get to where you want to go, but you don't have to get there all at once. So slow down a bit and really look at like what's realistic, like how you can realistically for the long term achieve your goals. For Virgo, we've got the King of Wands. Virgo, don't be afraid to toot your own horn this week, which you don't often do. But it's saying this is the week to do it. This is the week to really put yourself out there and say, hey, I'm doing this awesome thing. Or, to say, hey, look at what I made. Look at what I'm doing. Promote yourself. It's not, Virgo, sometimes you kind of You do a lot of work in the background and you don't always want to, stand out there and say, hey, look at all the stuff I did. But this is the week that you might want to do it. It's definitely a week to kind of put yourself out there and show what you can do. For Libra, we have the Two of Swords. So Libra, you may be avoiding making a decision of some kind. You might be kind of over-analyzing, over-assessing it, kind of thinking, if I do this, what are the pros and cons? If I do that, what are the pros and cons? And the saying that not making a choice or avoiding a choice is still a choice. So you have to, kind of think about what it is that you want to do, but you have to make that choice this week. You can't keep putting it off forever. For Scorpio, we have the Four of Pentacles. So Scorpio, you're being asked to kind of guard your money and your resources this week. So, money's kind of the obvious thing, but just your time and your energy as well. You've got a really full plate right now, and it doesn't really have a lot of room for other things. So it's saying that, maybe you want to take a look at that and see where you can make a little room for yourself. But it's also saying, like, don't go out and spend like a whole bunch of money right now. Just kind of look at what you have and look at what your resources are and assess it at this point this week. For Sagittarius, we have the King of Pentacles reversed. So Sagittarius, you might be feeling kind of down this week, and a little bit like you feel like you've put all this work in and no one's appreciating it. You don't feel like you really want to put a lot of energy into things right now. You might need a bit of a rest this week. It also says, like, don't try to take easy shortcuts with things, especially when it comes to money or business. If something sounds too good to be true, if somebody's offering you something, an easy way out, an easy shortcut, an easy solution to a problem, it's actually going to be more problem than it's worth, because something sounds too good to be true. It probably is. So watch for that. Watch for, like, trying to take the easy way out this week. For Capricorn, we have the Page of Wands reversed. So Capricorn, you might be also feeling kind of like Sagittarius, where you don't have a lot of energy. It's like your energy kind of fizzles out really easily this week. It's saying too that you might feel like there's people around you who are being a bit flaky. They say one thing and then they do another, or they change their mind. And that might be really frustrating for you this week. This is not really a week to where things are going to necessarily go smoothly, but it's part of things getting reorganized and restructured for the month. So try to be patient with that. Allow yourself to rest. And if somebody promises you the moon, kind of be a little skeptical about it, because they might change their mind by the end of the week. For Aquarius, we have the Two of Cups reversed. So Aquarius, there might be some kind of conflict going on with either a friend or a partner, something where really just the two of you need to communicate a little bit better. People might have their feelings hurt inadvertently. You might be the one that kind of your feeling hurt, but it's really about communicating how you're feeling and talking about it. You could definitely turn this right side up again. It's just a matter of talking about things. And Pisces, we have the Seven of Wands reversed. So Pisces, you might be feeling like people are trying to push you into doing something that maybe you don't want to do, or they're trying to say, hey, you shouldn't be doing this. And so you're kind of second guessing yourself. Instead of standing up for yourself and saying, hey, no, this is what I want to do, you might kind of like pause and start doubting yourself. And so it's really asking you this week to really, first of all, be kind to yourself if you are doing that. But also it's saying, don't let other people be the reason that you're not doing something, or that you're being pushed to do something that you don't want to do. You can turn this around as well and stand up for yourself. So that's the energies that I'm seeing for this week. So there's a lot of kind of like, some people are feeling a bit stuck. Other people are feeling like hesitation. There's sort of this hesitation energy that's going on this week for some of the signs. Our oracle card of the week is the Witch at the End of the World, and it says an important end and a new beginning. So right now, this January, from an astrological perspective, we've got two eclipses going on. There was one at the start of the month on the 5th, and then there's going to be one on the 21st. It's going to be full moon. There's going to be a lunar eclipse on that day. And so things are shifting. Last year, we had a whole series of eclipses that were in Leo and Aquarius, and now it's shifting. And it's starting where we have our last eclipse in the sign of Leo. But At the beginning of the month, we had one in the sign of Capricorn, and then the next set is going to be Cancer and Capricorn. So things are shifting. Energy is shifting. We're kind of wrapping up an old cycle this month before we begin a new cycle in February. So it's a lot of like wrapping up some of the old energies of 2018, and then we're getting into some of the new energies of 2019. So I think that's why there's some of this stop and start, some of this stuckness that's going on, is because we're kind of over, the two cycles are overlapping each other a little bit. And so be patient with yourself. You know, things are ending. There's new beginnings coming up, I think, for just about everybody in one area of life or another. And so it's saying to be patient, that this is a time of endings and beginnings. And that's actually kind of exciting that, you know, there's going to be some new stuff that's starting for the year. So that's what I'm seeing for this week. Thank you again so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And as always, you know, if you have comments, put below. And thank you so much. And as always, peace, love,